This episode of Shadiversity is brought to you by the awesome Shadiversity Crest t-shirts. There are tunic t-shirts over mail on an authentic chainmail print. And the full Shadiversity livery t-shirts, both the full crest and the larger zoomed in crest of the hilt. They are available through Teespring, link in the description.
Shadiversity.
Really quick one, guys, because I just got a special package in the mail, and it is my 100-pound WARBOW. Now, what's been interesting is that with my other bow, some of the skeptics are saying, that's not really 70 pounds, Shad. You can't pull back a 70 pound. You're clearly not strong enough. Something like that, okay? You're just this soft armchair expert. That was the implication. But they were just skeptical. But honestly, I would lie about that? No. Give me some measure of credibility, please.
But having said that, because some of these most extreme critics don't want to give me any benefit of the doubt at all if I don't actually show the weight of my other bow, I get the feeling they'll still accuse me of having lied about its draw weight, as they have implied I've done up to this point, that it's not really 75 pound. The manufacturer marks this bow between 60 and 75 pounds, and before I had an actual tool to measure the draw weight, and I was drawing to full draw, I was simply trusting the manufacturer's marks that at full draw, this bow is 75 pounds. But then I realized my full draw might not be a full 32 inches, and so after that point I've simply been stating that this bow is 70 pounds. So hopefully this will shut them up, and also perhaps establish that I'm an honest person and I don't lie about these things.
But okay, because they're trying to say that it wasn't really 70 pound, forget that bow, let's step it up to this one. Because, you know, the maker actually says it is 90 to 110 pounds, okay? So let's really see what weight this bow is and what draw length Shadiversity can actually draw to, and to what level I can draw this bow, because we'll measure. I'll mark where my fingers reach.
And then we're going to weigh the draw weight according to my draw length.
And then I also need to mark a little bit further back from where my finger is, because the string is behind the finger by about 1 to 2 centimeters. So I need to, measure exactly where I'm drawing to, but let's figure out what I can draw this sucker to. That was at the ear! That was my best one yet! I think that was a full draw, but did I just draw this sucker back to full? Oh, that's exciting. I haven't done that yet. I've done some training on practice. I haven't drawn it that far back yet. Let's see if I can do that again. But part of it, I think, is confidence. Just being ready to just chuck all of yourself into this sucker. And so let's see if I can do that again. My arm was collapsing a little bit there. I think you saw that. Now, there to there, a couple of centimeters, so, all right, but I think I've shown that I can draw it back. Now, that was to what? There? Like, let's measure that distance. So, I was leaning forward, arm was a bit like bent under the weight, but I drew it back to about here. That is, all right, so.
Okay, so I have to say this because some of the biggest skeptics try and nitpick in the most disingenuous way, and I have to get ahead of them because this is the exact type of thing they'll try and use to discredit this test. That I accidentally pulled the measuring tape a little bit further out just now. The thing is though, I actually returned that portion back into the measuring tape out of frame. I had already seen and recorded in my head what length that draw was, and if you want to test it, if you have similar arm span as me, just test that arm span to see that, unless I'm only 4 foot tall, this measurement is properly accurate, okay?
That was 29 to 30 inches. Hard to say exactly. So, look, I'll do one at 29 and 30 to see which range I'm actually falling between. So we'll do 29 measure and then 30 measure on the draw weight. And so I'm going down to 29 from the underside of the bow, and I'm gonna scratch it in. So I need to pull the string down to there to measure my minimum draw weight, and if I manage to pull it back to, was it 29, 30, So I just measure this at draw weight. Let's do it properly so there's no. Okay, so we're going down and we are up. There, we're at the draw weight there. Let's see, that was 29 inches. And let's see how much that was.
And before any of you get worried, I do have a slight dyslexic moment here where I accidentally say 110 instead of 101, but I correct myself very quickly, okay? So, don't get worried.
110 pounds, baby! 110 pounds! I just drew 110 pounds. Not 110, sorry, 101! 101 pound, I'm not sure. Sorry, I got the one mixed up. I'm a little dyslexic sometimes. 101 pound, okay? I just drew back 101 pound. WARBOW, baby! But let's add on an extra inch to that measure to see what it's at 30 inches exactly. So I'm gonna mark that on there. No! Don't do that! Don't do that, my lovely. Alright. So, reset. Going down. Oh! Where's the button? Where's the button? Oh, it's not that much different. 102 with an extra inch. So that actually might mean that about 100 pound mark is the sweet spot, and overdrawing is only going to give me a marginal increase. And so an extra inch might get me to 103, 104. But I think that answers definitively that this is a 100 pound WARBOW, right? And I can draw it, mate. Isn't that cool? Like, oh, let's really, I'm getting tired, so I don't think I'll be able to do it as far, but it's just fun. Ready? So, let's do this. Yeah! I've been having such fun with my new longbow, right? And I've been practicing something, and I think it's a significant advantage from shooting on the right. And you know, so lots of debate happening at the moment, but this is one thing that I think is going to be very instructive. Now, my bow is 70 pounds here. Could I do it with a heavy one? Yes, I will. I'm going to build up the strength, because all I need to do, if in terms of how quickly I can draw this bow, is all I need to do is build up the strength so it's as easy to draw a 100 pound one as it is to this. So this will be representative of higher poundage bows as well. And so I have a lovely assistant here who's going to put up a timer, 60-second timer, to see how many arrows I can shoot within 60 seconds on the lowest end of WARBOW, granted, but still WARBOW, all right? So, not going to be, so you'll see, I'll be told when to start, and we'll see how we go.
3, 2, 1, go. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done.
That's all of them. That is all my arrows. Guess how many that was? Were you counting? That was 16 arrows in a minute on a bloody WARBOW, mate. That's my best one yet. So far, I'd only managed to get 15. That was all 16 arrows. Oh, yeah. Now, one of the key features actually are... I gotta back up arrow here. So, one of the key features, of course, is that when I grab an arrow, okay, less movements, just like I was saying, right? When I bring it up here, all right, I don't need to bring my arm back to weave it through. So if I want to do that, I'd either need to raise it higher to get it through onto the left, or bring it forward, bring my arm back, weave it through, right? Then I could knock and draw. I am so out of practice on shooting on the left now. I can barely, it's so uncomfortable. But shooting on the right is so natural and instinctive now, where it's just bang, and then it's on the string and draw in one motion, just like that. And you saw me doing it. I was doing it heaps. Now, I wasn't actually paying attention to my draw length, so there might have been ones that I weren't drawing fully, and I'll happily admit that. But if it was, between that draw to that draw, wasn't much of a difference. Maybe I would have gotten 15 arrows instead of the full 16. That's pretty cool. All right. So on reflection, I think I might not have been fully drawing it, and so that might have affected the number. Not much, because there's not too much difference. But this time, I'm going to time myself in a minute, but I'm not going to be focusing on speed. I'm going to be shooting casually, okay? Just casually grab it in and making sure it's full draw each time. But this isn't me trying to be as fast as I can, right? And so these are casual shots with this method, also to see how fast just casually shooting is. So I'm not going for the most, and we've already seen how fast I can shoot, really, really focusing on it. But now, this time I want to focus a little bit more on the full draw. And the other one, I wasn't, like, my whole focus in the previous test was speed. I wasn't focusing on aiming. And it's a pity we didn't show the thing, because you know, probably half landed on the target, and then the others were a mess, but it was all like a wide grouping around the target, because again, I wasn't focusing on it. Now I want to focus a little bit more aiming and a little bit on making sure my draw length is right, and I'm not even going to be trying to go fast, okay? So my wife will just tell me when.
3, 2, 1, go. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Admittedly, I tried to push it further than the last one. That last one probably wasn't full draw length, but just even casually, just there. And it's amazing how distracting it is when you're getting timed, because I think even some of those shots I might not have remembered, full draw. And so, but still, like, I'm using even casually. I actually don't know how many I shot then. We'll go down and count them. So, again, I actually was focusing on full draw length, and it's distracting. So my grouping is actually still up and to the right a bit. So this is the main grouping there. And honestly, I missed most of them, which means I'm going to have to do one more, just focusing on aiming, to show you how good my aiming is get when I'm only doing that, because it's actually improved a lot better than this. But it was one. White ones don't count because we're using that to hold on this poor guy, because as you can see, we've been landing a lot more hits on him lately, and so these crappy white arrows are the ones holding it on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 in a minute, just casually shooting. So one of the things that I'm finding is at the moment, I'm still combining all the different skills, because how long have I been doing this? Like only 2 months, okay? And so I think my progress is actually pretty good for 2 months shooting with this bow here. And on the right, remember, never shot on the right before then. And so 2 months, maybe a little bit, I can go back and find when I posted that original video. So yeah, just in that length of time, I'm finding that if I focus it on speeding, like speed shooting, my aim is off. If it's draw length fully, I focus, make sure you grab it at the right angle and things, and that again throws my aim off. So right now, just going to be focusing on aim as my thing, and with practice, all these things are going to combine and become far more instinctive for me. And so now, I focus on nothing but hitting as good as I can, okay? That was a bad one. Get that grouping a bit tighter. So most are landing dead on target. Actually, I'm standing a little closer than I usually do. You can come back to where I usually shoot from. This is where I usually shoot from. So this is 20 meters, okay? I measured it. Better. I noticed that whenever I change a variable, like distance, angle and stuff, I just need to recalibrate. And so I'm shooting a little low now, because I'm further away. And so it's just going to take a couple to recalibrate. Get it. And look, consistently down the bottom corner there. Still hitting target, so perfectly happy with that. Oh, that one was better. You see, that was, I'm not sure if the camera is even focusing, you can see it close to the red, but we'll walk down and actually get a close-up. See, look at that grouping I've got on the bottom left. Talk about consistent grouping though, right? Oh, missed that one. Oh, dead center. Wasn't on the red, but it was still a little low, which is perfectly understandable. This one. Ah! Oh, that one was horrible. What happened then? Come on, let's end on a high note. Let's end on a good shot. Ah, that sucked. Ah. So anyway, we'll come in closer. And again, I find it's because of recalibrating, okay? But have a look at these bottom groups. So this one here, these are the shots that happened after I moved back a couple of meters. And so again, I was just having to recalibrate. But look at the grouping, the tight grouping of those 4 arrows. And they actually happened very in close succession to one another. These are the good ones, okay, and there. And these are the ones where something went wrong. I might have released poorly, so my release might have been less consistent. I might have done a different twist than before and everything, so which set them off in a different direction. But we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, that's a miss. 5 misses out of 16 arrows. So, okay, 11 hits, but I could do a lot better actually. So, just again, recalibrating, doing it the distance. So my average at the moment when I'm focusing on aiming is nearly 15 to 14 arrows on target with only 1 or 2 misses at the moment. So it's getting a lot better. And of course I've had plenty of times when all were on target without a miss. So it's just a matter of practice. It's pretty cool.